Hey, this is Todd of Baseball Think Tank. Here we have Cole. Cole, just want to, walk you through from when we started. You were throwing, basically with this motion. So our leg lift, we were going absolutely nowhere. And, whether this was, your intent may have been, I want to have pinpoint control and throw strikes. So there was very little body involved, and you see most of the energy coming from, after you land here, and it's pretty much just an upper body throw. I mean, you're still getting some trunk rotation. You got decent arm action. It's just long and slow. Okay, so kudos to Coach Brown for saying, hey, let's go ahead and try the other way. I want you to see just the difference and getting moving early. If we look at, at landing, just look at the amount of potential energy there is built up in the body. And that potential energy, on the bottom we see just the upper body having to do the work, where in the top video you can actually see a lot of the energy being transferred up and through the body and into the arm, ultimately into the pitch. Much better follow through. You know, goodness gracious, you're way out there as far as your body positioning. If we could get all our guys with a flat back like that, really getting out there, that's phenomenal. And the good news is you still got a lot of room to improve. You're just scratching the surface. As you see, you're getting, you're starting to move here. But we can actually get a lot more. As you're coming down out of this leg kick, I want you to see how the back hip, you almost stop moving at this point and start opening the front hip. At that point, you're starting to become a little more front hip dominant, which is creating this long, slow opening. Okay, and you see the long arm action because of that. If we can learn to allow this back hip to just keep driving, and then at the very end, allow the front hip to fly open just before landing. I think you're going to see that really correct this long, slow arm action. You're going to see your arm never straightening all the way out, which is just going to make you even faster. Very athletic, throw the ball really well. I would just like to see us working on getting better at on initial leg lift. Let's really start driving that back hip. Let the ground forces push your hips forward, push the center of your body forward. You get going, but it's a little bit late and it's a little bit dominated by the front hip wanting to reach out and around. One of the things you mentioned was it felt weird to think about, moving down the hill. What does that feel like? If you imagine this being the slope of the mound, we want to, basically ride our hips down that. You can kind of see right there, you start coming out of it and kind of going back up the hill, okay? We want our hips to mirror the slope of the mound all the way down. Granted, you're on flat ground now, but we never want to reach this point where our hips start bouncing back up, and you can really see it there, okay? So we just want to work on getting stronger. The core velocity belt will help you out tremendously there, especially if you take the belt, attach it to the back right, go behind your back and attach it to the back section of the belt, and just practice striding without even opening. Just as I go into leg kick, I want to ride down the slope of the mound and, work on doing that over and over. Your hips will open right as you're ready to go into the throw. But if I had to give you anything to work on over the next few weeks, I would say really work on the stride. Put as much energy into the ground as you can. So right here, you should be digging into the ground with your back foot. As soon as, we want to push into the ground to generate this leg kick up. and drive the hips forward. Again, we don't have to start 90 miles an hour. We can start slowly, okay, but we want to pick up speed, pick up the pace as our hips move down the hill, and don't let them come back up right there, okay? Just keep riding down the slope of the mound. And the more you practice it, the more you'll, understand that sensation. A couple other little things I can talk to you about as far as how to do that, and maybe some drills you can do. But hopefully that's understandable and gives you a place to start. All right. Overall, though, great job, bud.